What's going on, guys? It's Sam, the Raid Man. I am still alive. Thank you guys for checking in on me. I apologize. My wife and I did 2 weeks in Hawaii. I was back really briefly for the week of 4th of July. Then I left. We went to the beach with her family. And then I just went on a work trip to Seattle. So we have been all across the country, driving and flying. I almost got stuck in Seattle with the Microsoft outages. That was not great, but we're back. I work today. I'm going to post this video today or tomorrow for the time of recording. And then I've got another one planned, and then we're going to be back, hopefully to normal. I have no more travel planned. We'll see what comes up with work and things like that. But for now, should be back to a semi-regular schedule. So I do appreciate the guys who checked in, sent me messages. I am doing great. Just been very, very busy. Okay. Purpose of today's video is I pulled one of my most, as my Iron Twin teams fails, I've been experimenting, pulled one of my most wanted champions, particularly one of my most wanted non-void champions. Just recently we had or maybe even currently, technically, we have the pull one legendary from a sacred, get another legendary for free, or the buy one, get one event, which is always exciting. It's a great time, especially if you're already in your Mercy, as I was. I was 24 sacreds into Mercy, which is terrible luck, but I was like, well, let's take advantage of that. I had pulled or gotten 2 from Clan Boss that morning, so I had 3, and I've gotten 1 since. No, I've gotten none since. Anyways, I have the video. I did not record my reaction, which is sad. I was just pulling it while I was working on Tuesday morning, but I do have the actual clip here, and you can see that it's a 29-second clip. Let's go ahead and play it, see what happens. So I got 2 shards, not 3, I got 2. Really hoping I don't have to buy any. First shard, instant gold. And we get a Trath, who is a non-dupe. We'll go into the champions a little bit later. But then we got our extra champion. Who do we get? And it's the Christmas tree. It's Fural the Barkhorn, and I was hooting and I was hollering. Guys, I was so excited to pull a Fural, and I am still so excited that I have pulled a Fural. It's kind of crazy. I've been running him up. I leveled him up to 6 stars. We're going to try and get him built out. I've just been running Sand Devil for the tournament, and he's been my food champion for that. I'm so pumped. He is like... We can go through the list really quickly. There's not many non-void legendaries. Not counting mythicals, obviously, but non-void legendaries, I would want more. Nobody here that is non-void that I would prefer. Maybe Wallmaster Athorion. We'll count that as 1. We'll be generous. Nobody here. Falmon's fun, but I don't think so. Let's see. Gregor is fun. Archer would be, but she's not, doesn't count. So we're still sitting at 1 we'd prefer. Vizug, maybe. That one's kind of up in the air. Draco, no. Necmo, not anymore. Because I have Eastrid. Teox, yes. We got 2 champions I'd prefer. Just trying to see where to rank them and what I can put in the thumbnail. Because, Lord forbid, I say he's a top 3 champion. And you guys are like, nope, he's actually a top 5 champion. You guys love to critique my videos and titles, especially. Sissia, maybe. I'd say no. I would say I'd prefer Fural over Sissia. Got Trath. You can see the red dot. Not Queen Eva. Theodore, yes. That puts me at 3. Got a lot of these legendaries. Not counting dupes, obviously. Yeah, and that's it. We did get our Saoirse. So yeah, she's the top 5 most wanted non-void champions for me, which will be the thumbnail. He, being Fural, sorry. Let's go over his kit and talk about why I'm so excited to have pulled this champion. The Christmas tree, little tree warden guy, little horns, big horns, and some bells. All right. He's a defense base, Spirit Affinity, Sylvan Watcher. A1, text 1 enemy, places decreased speed. If he's a boss, we'll ignore 20% of the target's resistance based on defense. AoE, when booked, 100% chance placing decreased accuracy and block buffs for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. If the target is a boss, we'll ignore 20% of the target's resistance, which means you need 20% less accuracy. Decreased accuracy on a boss is not typically super helpful, but it is in Hydra when you need to resist. You're getting your debuff stolen, getting provoked, getting poisoned, things like that. And to go alongside that, his A3 places increased resistance on all allies for 3 turns. Also places a perfect Veil buff on all eyes except for the champion for 2 turns. Now this is on a 4-turn cooldown, so he's not a perfect solution to the Head of Torment, but it is a great solution to Head of Torment if you have someone like a Krisk or a buff extender or a Wixwell that you're going to run alongside him so that you can buff this 2-turn to a 3-turn, and then you only have 1 turn where you're not underneath the veil. Now, none of that is crazy. It's good. It's big that you're decreasing their accuracy, the enemy's accuracy, and increasing your resistance. It makes it very hard for the Hydra to place any type of debuff on you or steal your turn meter or steal your buffs. So that part is super, super nice. But the main part of why I'm so excited for Fural is the passive. So if an ally is under 2 or more buffs, increase their resistance by 50. So you really don't have to build your champions with resistance. When the Hydra heads have, I'm mostly going to use them in Hydra. When the Hydra heads have decreased accuracy and you have increased resistance and you have another buff, you're going to have more than 50 more resistance in that. Their accuracy is going to go from 400 to 200. And then your resistance is going to go up by 50% plus the increased resistance. So super big there. If an ally is under 3 or more buffs, also increases their accuracy by 50, which means that I run very buff heavy teams. I'll show you the team I'm going to run them on. We should have 3 or more buffs up most of the time, except for people who have Relentless who might outrun them. And then finally, if an ally is under 4 or more buffs, also increases their damage dealt by 20%. It does not work on enemy max HP, but it will work on raw damage. So for example, we just had our Hydra reset. My Nightmare team is this one right here. So a few different ways we could go with this. He could replace my Supreme Gaelic, who's my block buffs, or he could replace my Shemeo, who is my solution to the Head of Torment. I'm unsure on how I want to do that. I might test it both ways, maybe do a stream or something like that. But for people like Michinaki is like the perfect example because he does so much damage and almost all of it's raw damage. 20% more when we have Krisk buff and Siphi's buffs is going to be huge when he does 20% more damage. Also, we're going to have Perfect Veil and Increased Resistance, which are 2 buffs we do not have. We'll have those from Fural himself. I'll have to look up. Let me know in the comments if you guys run Fural, what accessory set or artifact set you run him in. I think Protection would be very good. I also think something like Merciless or Relentless would be good as well, just to get more turns out, to keep the block buffs up. Depends if you're depending on him for those block buffs, but I feel like that's part of his value. I think I might put him in that main squad instead of Supreme Gaelic. Leave Shemael in, and then put Supreme Gaelic in one of my brutal team or something like that, where he can do a little bit more of that raw damage. So let me know in the comments. Just very excited. Trath as well. I did pull. Let's end this battle. Don't know why I started it. I thought we were going to be ending the video. Trath I pulled as well. Who's a non-dupe, so I always take that over like a bad dupe. But I think he's really just a healer. So Dark Elf healer. Attacks one enemy, heals himself by 5%, heals them by 10% if they have 50% HP or less. That's not a bad A1. Kind of selfish, but not bad. AoE Perfect Veil, no allies. Okay, so we got 2 Perfect Veil champions. AoE Perfect Veil, everyone except himself. Counterattack and strengthen buff on himself. It's weird. It's very weird. Yeah. I feel like this is almost like an ally protect thing where you counterattack and strengthen yourself. But it's not. It's just a veil. Heals a target ally by 20% of this champion's max HP, then balances the HP of all allies. That's pretty big. HP levels of all allies will be brought up to level, blah, blah, blah. And then ally protect on the initial target for 2 turns. It's a big heal. Decrease the cooldown of the Animus Infusion, which is the A3, by 1 turn for every 10% of HP this champion loses. So you can start placing more protects on other people on your team. Do you have a counterattack and a strengthen, though? It's interesting. I mean, I think there is a lot of synergy with, like, you want to take damage for this, you can do this, so you take more damage because you're protecting people, but you can also, like, protect everyone else and then protect yourself a little bit and then heal yourself with A1. So I think it's good, but if you're not trying to, like, solo content or, like, carry your team in faction wars, where are you using Trath? I hope I'm wrong. Hope I've missed something there, so let me know if I have in the comments. Either way, it's great to be back. Thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see y'all on the next one.